we're going to go through some stretches and some exercises that will help restore. One will help us restore our cervical curve for those of us that are working on restoring that, and for the rest of us who are just trying to deal with getting greater posture. So we've got 3 exercises to do today. One is a strengthening of muscles test, and another one is a stretch. 2 of them are stretches. Okay, so the first one we're going to get into is the strengthening up of these posterior neck muscles, which have become weak through our constant use of mobile devices, tablets and iPhones and the like, reading books, sitting at computers, that type of thing. So it's important that we get a restoration of these muscles activated, and we can lengthen these ones as well. So first and foremost, this is the way we're going to do it. So where we start with our feet about 5 centimeters from the wall, and we're going to have 3 contacts. One's going to be our back, our lower back, our buttocks, so we lean that against, then our shoulders. And the last one, if we can manage it, is going to be our head. And when I say manage it, it's going to be dependent on where our chin is. So we are going to be trying to strengthen these muscles by tucking our chin in and taking our heads back, so that our ear is hopefully over alignment with our shoulder. Okay, so in this position, 5 centimeters away, hips, shoulders, and head. Now, it's easy to get your head back if you tilt your head up, but the challenge is to bring our chin back in the position we want and then driving it back. Now, I find it quite challenging myself, but I've still got my shoulders and my hips on this contact as well. And this is the position we'll be holding it and now pushing my head back into the wall. To show you a side view, side position, head against hips, shoulders against the wall, and then my head just simply drives back, hopefully keep my chin tucked down, not doing this. Okay, the exercise will be 5 seconds, 6 seconds back, and then as we relax, we're just protracting forward, and then as we come back, protracting back for 6 seconds. Okay, this exercise will be done in groups of 10, working out from 6 seconds to as much as 15 seconds, depending on your strength, and we'll be doing 2 sets of those each day. The second of our exercises is going to be the first of our stretches, which is going to be a hip flexor stretch. The hip flexor is a muscle that runs from our spine and attaches to the inside of our leg. It does this action, and this is also the position you'd be in if you're seated, and when it's seated, it's actually in a shortened position. So over time, as we sit for long periods, this muscle will become really short, and it can start to make changes in our back and start to make our pelvis tilt forward like this, okay, if it gets too tight. So we're going to try and lengthen that muscle there. So we're going to lengthen the right side first. So first and foremost is our starting position. So we're going to have our feet and our knees, front foot flat, and the leg bent at 90 degrees hip height and 90 degrees at the knee there, and then kind of similar the opposite way, so straight here and then at 90 degrees going backwards. So this is the first position. Then with our spine not leaning back too far, not leaning too far forward, just in a neutral position, we're going to take our hips forward. Now I immediately start to feel that in the front of my right thigh, my quadricep. I feel the pull. Now the stretch we want is up a little higher. So to do that, we need to engage our buttocks muscles or our glutes. We need to drive them forward or turn the hips under. So I'm driving forward. So I'm going to take it forward, and then I'm going to drive forward my buttock. So I feel that tight and activating, and now I'm feeling that nice and high in my lower abdomen and then also in my quadricep there. So this is the position we want to be in. As with all stretches, we're going to hold them for 30 seconds and we'll do both sides. One of the challenges to getting the stretch where it is to make sure that we're using our buttock and make sure we're getting a good posterior pelvic tilt, we call it. So to give an example of what it might look like if you weren't in that position, this is neutral position. Posterior pelvic tilt is tilting your pelvis under. Okay, so you're driving this body forward, okay, and tilting under. That's the position you need to take when you're in the actual hip flexor stretch. So the last of our exercises is opening up our chest muscles or our pectoral muscles. Commonly, with the way our lifestyles are, that we do a lot of sitting, sitting at computers, looking at tablets and iPhones and other things. We'll form this position where we've got this forward head tilt that we talked about earlier, and then our shoulders start to round as well. So these muscles at the back, here and here, are weak, and we've started to strengthen those, particularly the posterior neck muscles. But now we're going to open up here as well, because these ones are short. So the best way I know to do this is to do it in a doorway, and I'm going to do it with my left arm first. So I'm going to just raise my arm to about 90 degrees, my elbow also almost at 90 degrees. Just going to make elbow just inside the door, not right in there. It gives me a bit more room to move the shoulder as I go into stretch. Okay, and so from this position here, I'm just going to bring my feet forward a little bit away from the door. So I've already started to get a little stretch. I'm just forward of the door, and then I'm going to just lean my body weight forward, and I'm starting to get a really nice stretch through here. If it's too easy, we can start to just turn away a little bit, then turn your feet away, and we start to get an even greater stretch through here. You can play with the position you want. If you want different fibers, you can just come up a little bit higher, 120 degrees. I'm getting a slightly different stretch, but also a pectoral stretch there as well. Okay, so we'll do this on both sides, and like the hip flexor stretch, we're going to do this for at least 30 seconds to start to get some changes. Do this each side, and we can do this 2 or 3 times a day. So they're the exercises we're going to do to help us change the effects that gravity has had upon our posture and the lifestyle choices that we've made over time. You've got to remember that the position our posture is in has been taking a lifetime, however long that is for you. So it's going to take time to make these changes. So along with your chiropractic adjustments, and for those of you who are restoring cervical curve by using a Denarol, this is a great adjunctive to that care. If you're not doing either of those, they're still great tools to help you improve your posture, but making sure that the spine mechanics are moving correctly and restoring curve through other ways by lengthening the muscles here is going to improve that even more. So good luck with the exercises. Please reach out if you need any help.